Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Slim, aka Mr. Different, back with another video. Sorry, I've been gone for a little bit. Y'all know how I do. I take my breaks, but I'm back with another video. And today we're gonna check out a plugin from the homie Decap. We're gonna check out his brand new plugin called Knock. Now, this is a plugin that's supposedly supposed to give you them slapping drums, just like Decap itself. If you don't know who Decap is, I highly suggest checking him out. Very dope guy over there. He uses FL Studio and he also uses Ableton Live. He's a very dope sound designer. He has some of the best drum kits out there. I own a couple of his drum kits. They really do slap. They really knock. He knows his stuff. He's very into hardware, software. He's a very good guy. So, you know, it's just good to show off, you know, other content creators, plugins and stuff like that. I would definitely want to check out more guys' plugins as well. You know, he actually reached out to me and said, yo, once you check out plugins, just let me know what you think. He's not paying me to do this. You know, I'm just going to show you the plugin itself, show you guys a link, tell you what I think about it, and you know, maybe he can do some improvements and stuff like that in the future to it, because there are a few things that can be changed with, but it is a very dope plugin, and it's great to see you know, content creators and other producers making their own plugins, because you know, at the end of the day, we either, you know, use what these companies give us, or we just make what we actually want in a plugin and, you know, give it to our community. And that's exactly what Decap does. So shout out to Decap for that. Let's go ahead and jump inside this FL Studio session, and we'll take a look at the Knock plugin. I'm gonna show you what it does and all that good stuff, and then, you know, give my final thoughts about this place. Let's go into it. So here it is right here. I have it pulled up. This is Knock from the guy Decap. You know, shout out to him. I will leave his link in the description below so you can check him out yourself. So yeah, let me go ahead and play this little beat I made, and I actually processed all the drums using the Knock plugin, show you how I did it, and we'll go through each individual thing. Y'all know. Let's do it. So here's a little beat I'm using right there, you know, nothing special. I'm back on my sample game, as y'all guys can see. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump inside of the Knock plugin. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring up a free instance of it, like a free instance, but a brand new instance of it, so I don't lose that preset. But this is the Knock plugin. Now I do have all my drums right here on my pattern. And you see they're all being routed into this drum bus, which I have the Knock plugin on there. So all my drums are being processed through the Knock plugin. So let's go into it and see what we can actually do. Like I said, once again, shout out to DK. Let's say he's a very talented sound designer, and he makes some slapping stuff. I mean, checking stuff out, you know. So you know, he pretty much wanted to add that kind of his own workflow to his own plugin to make this plugin, and I can definitely see. So, you know, you get them nice, crunchy, punchy, in your face type of drum sound. If you're one of the people who want the more subtle, kind of soft type of drums, this plugin is not for you. This plugin is to make your drums super aggressive, super hard hitting, and just, you know, in your face. So if that's the kind of drum you're looking for, that's the plugin for you. So we'll start off with, just go left from right and everything that, and you know, you can see everything in action. And then, you know, I'll give you my final thoughts and all the good stuff. So from the first, we have the punch. The punch is basically, in my opinion, I feel like it's a transit shape. Now, he does have a full view that breaks down everything in there, but I watched a little bit of it, and I'm just trying to go based off memory. But from what I can tell, you know, give my little thoughts about it. But yeah, the punch is like a transient shaper. So it pretty much just, you know, as you can see when you move it up, it simply just, you know, gives you more transients and more punch to your drum. So I'll just play the loop real quick. So it's just basically a transient shaper, you know, give you some more transients. You know, I love transient shaper. I think if you're doing anything with drums, use a transient shaper because that will really give you some easy, quick punch into your mix. Next, we have a saturation, which has 3 different levels of saturation. From what I can tell and what I can hear, it goes from kind of subtle, so like kind of a little bit of like that warming kind of saturation, to more modern saturation, to like heavy, overdriven type saturation. So, you know, you got your different flavor right there. Saturation can make stuff cut through the mix a lot easier, so it's good to have that in there. So let's just kind of show you that. So yeah, a little bit of saturation can, you know, make things go a long way if you're using it in the right context. Next, we have the sub knob right here, which basically adds like a little bit of a sub sine wave, just kind of give yourself a little beef. I don't know how to do good with stuff that already has 808s in it. Like I said, I've tried it in here. If I'm doing anything that has an 808 in it, I probably would not use the sub. But if I'm using like some boom bap, old school stuff like that, adding a little bit of sub to your kicks, just to your sounds, can, you know, give stuff a little bit more punch, a little bit present. You can select the key. So I know mine's in B. So where's that B at? I know mine's in B, and you can just add some sub to it. You can do the frequency here if you want to do a certain frequency, and you also have the decay right here, so you kind of decay it a little bit. So your initial transient will hit first, and then it'll come in. I think that's what it's doing. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, Decap. You know, but yeah. So let me just go ahead and add some sub to this. Well, decay is actually like kind of like a decay for like a tail or whatever. So basically, you can make it be more like a short little decay, or almost add like a kind of an 808 sound in there. But that's pretty dope. Put that back on regular. I do how you double click and everything goes back, and you can't click the actual little symbols up here and that mutes them on and off. So, you know, I'm not gonna use a sub in this case because don't need it in this scenario. Next, we have air, which basically is adding up some, you know, some nice top end to kind of make things kind of cut through the mix a little bit easier. So that's dope. You have 2 different flavors, clean and vintage. So, you know, choose your poison. For me personally, I found that the vintage sounds a lot better in my opinion. I feel like the clean has a little bit too much high end, but like I said, for some type of tracks, you know, maybe EDM and that type of genre, I think like the clean would sound really good. But for like hip hop and all that, that vintage just gives a little bit of sparkle to the sound that, you know, just helps it kind of cut through a little bit. And like I said, I'm still using it on the drum bus. I'm trying to use it as subtle as possible, but if you're doing like individual sounds, you probably can crank it a little bit harder. Last but not least, we have a clip, which we all love. Clip. This is basically just a clipping plugin. So basically, you can either do a hard clip or a soft clip. You know, personally, I'm gonna always soft clip my stuff, and then you can just drive it. That will give it a little bit more of that loudness and that little bit more aggression to it. So now I'm gonna bypass it on and off so you kind of hear what we got going on. And like I said, this plugin is not for anybody who want to make subtle type of drums. This is somebody if you want to make, this plugin is for people who want to make super aggressive, in your face, hard hitting drums. Down here at the bottom, there's a bunch of cool little features. You have your input, your output, so you can kind of gain match and level match it, all that good stuff. You do have a gain match feature, which I think it will gain match the output of the clipper. So the more you push the clipper, it tries to retain the original input or output. So that's what I've noticed with that. So that's good to have. Is, you know, it don't like gain matches if you bypass something like that, but it pretty much gain matches like for the clipper itself, so it doesn't continuously get louder. It actually stays at it's kind of the same volume. So for example, let's say I'm playing it. So that's good if you want to have, you know, the clipper to stay kind of in the same relative volume. So that's really dope. HQ mode is basically just some oversampling. So that's just, you know, like 2 or 4 times oversampling. Always good to have, you know, especially if you're, you know, like oversampling is a big thing. I'm not the guy to talk about oversampling, but oversampling can be very useful. It does take a more CPU processing, so do keep that in mind. I would definitely turn it on when you're about to render your track out to get the best performance. The tone knob is basically like a tilt shift EQ, so you can either emphasize the highs or the lows, which I really do like that. So for like this example, I'll probably emphasize the lows a little more than the highs. So I'll just show you. That's the highs now. And that's, like I said, I like tilt shift EQs because like I said you can kind of bring the lows up and then bring the highs at the same time, so it kind of keeps that kind of nice balance, or vice versa if you like. Your wet dry fader, not a knob, so you know you can always blend in, do some parallel processing. We love that. And then we have a low pass and high pass filter, which basically allows you to either cut the lows or cut the highs, which I'm gonna do in this case because I think there's too much highs in this sample. And then I'm gonna do some parallel processing. So what I like to do is like start with dry and just bring it up until it sounds right. Like honestly, a really dope plugin. Like I said, this is a really good plugin to do like some really quick, dirty, trying to get some nice punch and crunch and just in your face aggressiveness with your drums. There's also a ton of presets as well. You can add your own. Click the default and hit Decap has a good starting place for a lot of stuff. So snares, kicks, 808s, whatever you need, break beats kind of stuff. You know, of course you can make your own favorite stuff, load presets, all that good stuff. Yeah, so I mean it's a very simple plugin, but it's a very kind of quick all-in-one plugin. You know, I'm a big fan of all-in-one plugins. They're dope. A few things that I have noticed about this plugin that, you know, can be improved. I think for one, no global bypass button. I haven't found that. I don't know if you click this. Yeah, like I found like a global bypass, so you can just bypass everything at once. I definitely think that needs to be in here. Of course, I'm using the FL Studio little on and off knob. Same you did a lot any other plugin. Be nice to have that. I haven't seen this. It's not resizable, so I haven't seen any way to resize the plugin. If there is a way, Decap, please leave a comment down below. But you know, having a plugin that's resizable could be definitely a nice improvement. Like I said, nowadays people using, you know, 1440p, 4K, 8K, 5K, 6K monitors. You know, having, you know, a resizable GUI would definitely be dope to have. A vector-based, you know, GUI be dope. And then yeah, I just felt like that I wish there was just a little bit more controls, but like I said, this is not a plugin that's supposed to go deep and diving. But you know, I always say if you make a plugin that's supposed to be super simple, always give the ability to dive deep inside of the plugin as well for those who want to go further in. There's a bunch of plugins out there that do this really well. One that come up top of my mind is like the Neo Verb from the guys at Isotope. It's a very simple plugin on the surface, but you can deep dive into all the little intricacies of the reverb to really tailor it. So I feel like if you make a plugin like this, give people the option to dive deeper into it, because that will definitely improve. But overall, I think it's a really dope plugin. You know, saying, like I say, it's good to see, like I said, it's a content creator, somebody who's been doing major stuff for the community, drum kits, videos. His tutorials are really dope. He has really good insight, and now he's just giving a plugin that he think that, you know, the community would like, or something he feel likes. And I feel like this is a really dope plugin to help support him and, you know, his cause. You know, cause like I said, in the day, it's hard being a content creator, and you know, we do all this stuff for you guys, give you free views and all that, you know, then on top of stuff like this. So it's a great way to support other content creators out there. Like I say, I hope he does create more plugins, and I'd like to see him maybe make a Knock 2, or, you know, after this one's, of course, bring his lifespan, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, improve on it over and over, and then who knows what happens. So yeah, shout out to Decap for, like I said, let me try this plugin out. I'm definitely gonna be using my drum buzz. I think it's a really dope plugin, especially for like these type of beats I'm doing now. And yeah, I think it's a really dope. Plus, I'll leave the link in the description below. We'll take you straight to his website where you can check it out for yourself. I think he got like an intro price going on. I hope it's still going. Kind of late on this video. Was supposed to do it last week, but I apologize if it's not. But yeah, check it out. Check out his page. He go to in more depth about this. And also follow him as well. Get subscribed. You know, boost his subs up because he definitely deserves it. Definitely, you know, we need to support him as well. So yeah, with that being said, y'all know who it is. Your boy Slim, aka Mr. Different. Not motivated by money, but the like, comments, kind of views. What they said. Hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know what you think about this plugin. Let Decap himself know what you think about this plugin and check it out and all that good stuff. Catch you guys in the next video. I'm out.